However, tonight I'm going to ask Mr. Bernard to do the honors of praying tonight.
Okay, I will.
So tonight we're going to start off with consume me, Lord, with the fire of your spirit. After 2, 1, 2. Consume me, Lord, with the fire of your spirit. Consume me, Lord, and make me more like thee. Break me and mend the broken pieces of my life. I wanna be used, Lord, by you. One more time. Consume me, Lord, with the fire of your spirit. Consume me, Lord, and make me more like you. Break me and mend the broken pieces of my life. I wanna be used, Lord, by you.
Let's pray. Most kind and loving and heavenly Father, we once again want to take this opportunity to give you thanks, oh God, for sparing our lives to live to see another Tuesday night. Father, today when we reflect on the goodness that you have done throughout our lives, there's so much. Words are not enough to express how grateful we are. And as we give thanks, dear Lord, for everything that you have done and will do, we also want to, we forget not that we're just human beings. And at times we may have committed a sin against thee or any other. So at this time, Lord, we want to ask you for forgiveness of our sins, that we may trespass against you knowingly or unknowingly. And Father, you have said that we should not be anxious for nothing. And you said that we should, through prayer and supplication, we should make our requests known unto you. So tonight we want to place the class before you, the students before you, the teacher before you, the devices before you, the internet that you have provided before you. Pray, God, that tonight everything working together as one will bring honor and glory to your name. So I pray, dear Lord, will be with every member of the meeting now, those who are watching live on YouTube and those who are in Zoom. Father, the prayers will continue to keep every member healthy, every family represented here tonight. Keep us healthy, dear God. We want to put before you as well those who are currently suffering and battling for life throughout the pandemic. Pray, God, that you'll remember them in a very special way. And may the recovery continue to bring honor and glory to your name. And remember those frontline workers as well. This we ask now. In Jesus' most precious and holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, let me see. Going back to Zoom now. So all goes well tonight. We will have no problem. We'll have no problem at all with my PowerPoint. And so in ways of revision, I just want to quickly go back through some of the things that we went through last week, just quickly, briefly. However, before I do so, I had the chance of looking at the worksheet, some of the worksheets rather. And so far, I should say that I am pleased with what I've seen. The worksheet that I didn't see a lot of score on or sufficient score on, should I say. I realized that worksheet was probably sent before the students had completed it, because it's something that probably only a few of them were done on it. So I am not sure if a student or two did not understand, or maybe they didn't know how to work with the worksheet. Not sure what the case is, but I'll talk to that person off the air. All right, so let me present my PowerPoint again. Share. I've gotten so accustomed to using Google Mr. Bernard. So sometimes I don't remember how to share on Zoom.
Okay, all right.
But I think I remember.
Okay.
All right. All right, so that's the Bible verse. Let me try to see if I can put it in.
Oh, it's not showing full screen. I don't know what's happening.
That's what I realized.
Okay.
So as if I have to put it back over this side. My computer have a way to work in Mr. Bernard. I used it last night and I used it today and I had no problem.
We'll probably have to change spaces then.
I know something is trying to configure on the system. All right, so I'm going to put it in read preview. All right, so that is the text that we used last week. Before I start, I think I should go ahead and read a verse for the day before we jump into the lesson. And the verse comes from 1 Peter 3 and verse 15. I'm going to read from the God's Word version. And it says, "But dedicate your lives to Christ as Lord. Always be ready to defend your confidence that's in God when anyone asks you to explain it. However, make your defense with gentleness and respect." Let me repeat, but dedicate your lives to Christ as Lord. Always be ready to defend your confidence in God when anyone asks you to explain it. However, make your defense with gentleness and respect. And I'm going to ask you one question based on this Bible verse here. There are two words that I want you to tell me. What would you do with those words? The word Christ and the word Lord. When writing sentences, would you capitalize the words Christ and Lord, or would you leave those words with common letter just like the other words in the sentence?
Miss, we'll capitalize Lord because it's a noun.
Go ahead.
And
Yes,
the
you
same-
can. What about Christ?
We'll do the same thing.
You do the same thing. All right. So two reasons. They are proper nouns, and because we're talking about our Lord God, and as I say, He's so important to us, and we want everybody to show that when we talk about Christ and when we talk about Lord, when we talk about God, is the one that we're referring to. So those words are normally written in capital letters. All right. So let me continue. All right, so last week we went into what is a sentence, and we said that a sentence expresses a complete thought. It's a set of words that expresses a complete thought. And I could quickly ask somebody for an example. Deisha, give me a sentence quickly. And I didn't know if Deisha is on, but I just remember that name.
But she's
All
on.
right. Sandra, your microphone is open. You can go ahead and give me a sentence, any sentence quickly.
Good night. The dog is running.
The dog is running. And that is a set of words and it is a complete thought. So therefore we know that is a sentence. If Sandra had said the dog is, that thought is not completed. It's a set of words, yes, the dog is, but it's not a complete thought, and so that would not be a sentence. All right, let me continue. And continue. All right, so there are different types of sentences, and we're not going to be discussing this tonight. So we have declarative, imperative, interrogative, and exclamatory sentences. We're not going to be discussing those tonight. We know, and capital letters. We watched this video last week, and we had said some things, some rules, some ground rules, when we were supposed to use capital letters. Can anyone give me one instance where you would use a capital letter?
Starting a sentence.
Starting a sentence, yes, very good. Anyone else?
Miss,
Yes, go ahead.
starting a name.
When writing a name.
Okay, when writing a name.
All right.
Proper noun. Anything that
Proper noun. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And there are many other instances, but any proper noun that we're writing, it should begin with a capital letter. And when starting your sentences, it's important for us to use capital letters. So the first thing we did was the period. And we said that the period is otherwise called a full stop. And as we see here, it is used at the end of declarative sentences. It means statements, thoughts, to show that the thought is finished or the sentence is finished or the statement that you made is finished. We use a period at the back. We also use it as after abbreviations like junior, JR, full stop. We use it for when we're writing December, shortening December, DEC, full stop. Abbreviation, shortening the word. So those are also instances when we use the full stops. Now, before I move my slide, the next thing that we talked about was the comma. Can anyone remind me? Give me instances where we use the comma.
When you're pausing.
When you're pausing, yes, to show that you're pausing the sentence, there's a pause, yes. Anyone else?
At the end of a sentence.
No, remember we're on comma this time, not the full stop.
Okay.
Yes, so I just didn't switch over, but we're doing the comma. All right, so when you're pausing, anybody else can remind me of any other instances where you would use a comma?
Miss, when you're listing things.
When you're listing things, very good. Also, right on the slide that you're seeing now, you should be seeing where a comma was used. Are you seeing it?
Yes, Miss.
So when we're writing the date, after the day, we put a comma. So it would be December 6, 2008. So those are some times when we will go ahead and use our comma. So let me go now to the next slide, if this thing allows me. All right, so the question mark. We're going to be doing the question mark now. And this one says we use a question mark to indicate a direct question. We use it at the end of that sentence, of the interrogated sentence. And there's an example: when did Jane leave for the market? In the chat, quickly, I want everybody to just quickly write a short question in the chat, quickly. All right, so I am seeing some questions. All right, now where, all right, so right there, I am seeing where we have some other work to be done. So we're doing question mark, so we look at the question mark. What are you doing? What is your name? And where are the keys? Did you see the ball? Now remember, Deisha, that at the end you have to place your question mark. All right, that part is important. It's important for you to always place your question mark. Thank you very much. All right, so let me go to our next slide.
Somebody in the YouTube had typed a question.
I am trying to
No, you can do it on your phone. I'll send a link to your WhatsApp. Just Elaine, she wrote, where are you from?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm going to send a link in your WhatsApp so you can see it from there.
can you send it to my email, please?
All right, ma'am. I'm going to send it to your email.
Yes.
You're going to use both the laptop and
Actually,
sure?
I have two monitors right in front of me, so I want
Oh,
to.
sorry, ma'am. Okay. All right, I'm going to do that.
All right, please. All right. So thank you, Elaine. That was a question, and I'm sure that you ended that question with a question mark. All right, so let's go to our next slide. All right, and this next one is the exclamation mark or the exclamation point. And this one now, we use when we want to express a sudden outcry, when we want to add emphasis. So within a dialogue, and the example, it's right in front of you. We say, holy cow. You know, it just showed that something happened, something just caught our attention, or we just remember that cliche, we just remember that we forgot something. Yes. So we say holy cow, put the exclamation to show that it was a sudden outcry, or it was a sudden scream. Somebody shouted something. We also use it to emphasize a point. My mother-in-law rant makes me furious. And that shows us how we really feel when we add the exclamation point right there. Now, the comma. We did the comma a while ago before, so we're not going to go through the comma. And So we're now at the semicolon. I think we touched the semicolon. Let me go back to the semicolon. So we're starting off tonight at the semicolon. Mr. Bernard, can you direct me to the email address you sent it to?
I was about to ask which one of them you want to send it to.
CDP Labs.
The English one?
No,
Multimedia?
my
Oh,
email.
okay. All right, I got it.
All right. So now we're at the semicolon. So we're gonna do a series of punctuation marks. Then we'll go to the worksheet. So the semicolon, and we said the semicolon is used to connect independent clauses. It shows a closer relationship between the clauses than if we were to use a period, a full stop. So just picture the sentence in front of you. It says, John was hurt. He knew she only said it to upset him. All right, so if we were supposed to take out this semicolon from here, and remember I said the semicolon is a period with a comma or an apostrophe beneath. So if we were supposed to remove this semicolon from here and add a full stop, we would have John was hurt. He knew, capital H, he knew she only said it to upset him, right? So we could mean we could be talking about two different things if we were supposed to put a full stop right here. But when you put a semicolon, it shows a closer relationship. It shows that one clause is related to the other, or that one clause is explaining the first part, the first clause. And so just remember that we use semicolons to connect independent clauses. So John was hurt is dependent on he knew she only said it to upset him. It explains. So they're both depending on each other to tell us exactly, to explain exactly what the sentence is talking about. We're going to move on from semicolon and we're going to go to the colon. Anyone wants to give an example using the semicolon before I move on? Anyone? Let me check the chat. All right. So listen to this one. Here's another sentence. And this sentence says, Joanne likes eggs. Jennifer does not. No, I could have placed a full stop behind Joan likes eggs. I could just put a full stop right there. Joan likes eggs, full stop. But if I was supposed to start the other sentence that says Jennifer does not what? What does it mean? What do I mean by Jennifer does not? So that is not a complete thought. So it is independent. It is dependent on the first clause. So to show the connective, to show how related those two independent clauses are, we put a semicolon. The semicolon would make more sense than if we were supposed to write it in two different sentences. All right, because one of those sentences would not be complete. So they cannot be expressed, they do not express a complete thought without each other, so they are independent. So we basically use it when something stronger than a comma is needed. We also use our semicolons. Let me see if I had any more examples here. All right, my site is moving extremely slow, even though it hasn't changed. All right, we could also use a semicolon to separate lines in an address when you are writing it as a sentence. So if your address is, Mr. Bernard, what's your address? If your address is...
You want me to give away my address? I live in Jamaica, 1.25 grams.
All right, so if your address is Barbican, and I don't know any address in Barbican, I'm just saying something. You're writing Mr. Bernard is writing a letter, and he's going to write an address in the letter itself, in the body of a letter. He's not going to write, say the address is Barbican Avenue, Barbican Road, Kingston 10. In his letter, he's not going to write Barbican Road, comma, Barbican Avenue, comma.
You want me to give away my address?
No.
I live in Jamaica. You have to mute the YouTube. Mute the YouTube mic at the top.
It hasn't loaded. So if your address is Barbican, it's still loading. All right, because I was wondering why you were repeating yourself, Mr. Bernard.
Yeah, man, I know. All right.
But it is still loading, so I don't know why. All right, so it's muted. All right, so a colon, we're on a colon now. So instead of using commas to separate the different lines in the address, we would use semicolons. So those are some instances when we would actually use a semicolon. And now we are going to be looking at the colon. And the colon is 2 dots. It is written with 2 dots, one on top of the other. And we say it has 3 main uses. The first letter in a word introducing a quotation, an explanation, an example, or a series. And the example is below. The example said, he was planning to study 4 subjects. So this introduces an explanation, or it introduces some examples. In this sentence, the first part is introducing the examples, or introducing the subjects that the person is planning on studying. So we said, he was planning to study 4 subjects, semicolon. Then now we're going to list the subjects that he's planning on studying. And you realize that when we list the subjects, we use a comma to separate each subject. And as we stated last week, this comma, it is not a must that you put a comma right here. So that is just one instance. When we, remember when we are introducing a quotation or an example, we would put our colon and then list the examples of whatever we're talking about. The next one is used between independent clauses. All right, so we use it between independent clauses. Let me go back to it. when the second explains the first, similar to a semicolon. So when the second independent clause explains the first semicolon, explains the first clause, independent clause, we use a colon. Now realize that it says we use it similarly to a semicolon. Now look at our example on the screen. Our example says, I didn't have time to get changed, colon, it was already late. So you realize that this independent clause right here, is explaining this first one, this first independent clause. It is telling you why the person did not get the time to change. So whenever you're writing a sentence and one part of the sentence will explain the other part of the sentence, we don't put a comma there. For the comma, we just show a pause. So when you're showing that the other independent clause explains the first independent clause, that is when we're going to put our colon. Good? Another sentence, there was one thing she loved more than any other. And after that, we're going to put an independent clause that explains what is that one thing the person loved more than any other thing. And of course, that is the dog. That is the dog. So that is the thing that the person loved more than any other. Give me a quick minute, please. All right. Now our third use of the semicolon is for emphasis. So we did two uses of the semicolon already. One is after an explanation, after the introduction of a sentence, and we're going to explain some things. We put it before we list the things that we're explaining about. And the second one is using it between independent clause when the second independent clause explains the first independent clause. We use our colon there. And our third reason for using a colon now, one of the third main reasons for using the colon is for emphasis. Right? And we can look at the same sentence. Look at the same sentence right there, where we said the dog, the same one with the sentence. We're emphasizing that the dog is the one thing that the person loved more than any other. So the emphasis was placed on the dog. So I could go ahead and say, I'm thinking of another sentence where I can use a semicolon very quickly. It was a hot day, so I drank a whole lot of ice water, just off the top of my head. All right. Let me see where we go from here, if we're at the worksheet as yet. By the way, are there any questions before we move on? I'm checking the chat. All right, no questions? All right, I'm going to give you a question. Not a question, I'm going to give you a sentence. And I want you to tell me where you would use the colon Here's the question. Listen to the question carefully. I'm going to repeat it. So I'm going to say it once, then I'm going to repeat it. There are 3 types of muscle in the body: cardiac, smooth, and skeletal. I'm going to go again. I want to know where you would place, between which 2 words would you place your colon? There are 3 types of muscles in the body: cardiac, smooth, and skeletal. Where would you place your colon?
After the body. After body.
After body. All right, very good, very good. So, and which other punctuation would you use to between cardiac and smooth?
Comma.
Thank you very much. All right, so we're on the roll. We're on a roll. All right, listen to this one. We have 2 options here: stay and fight or run like the wind. We have 2 options here: stay and fight or run like the wind. Where would you put?
After here, miss?
After?
Here. 2
Here.
options. Yeah.
All right, very good, very good. All right, last one. He ended with the immortal words of Neil Young: rock and roll can never die. He ended, let me go again. He ended with the immortal words of Neil Young: rock and roll can never die.
I don't know if it's after Neil, miss.
After Neil Young, right there. Because after that, we're going to, rock and roll will never die is the other independent clause that will explain, that will tell the words of Neil Young. So that is exactly where we would use it, right after Neil Young. All right, and let's see where we go from here. All right, so we're going to be talking about the dash. All right, I just want to see where the worksheets are. I don't want to give you too many things before giving you the worksheet. All right, so we're going to be talking about the dash. And a lot of times we mix up the dash with the hyphen. When we want for you to use an hyphen, we say dash, because there are some persons who don't know what the hyphen looks like. So we're going to be talking about the dash. And when we talk about the dash, there are basically 2 dashes that we can talk about. There are 2 types of dashes, 2 common types of dashes. We have a M dash, that's an EM dash, and we have an N dash. So we have a EN dash and a EM dash, M and N dash. And we're going to start up talking about the N dash first. That's on the screen. And the N dash, it's twice as long as an hyphen. So right there, you realize that there's a difference between the N dash and an hyphen, because the N dash, it is twice as long as a hyphen. And the symbol is in brackets here. Symbol is in brackets, and by just looking at it, it looks the same, right? But this one is kind of long. The N dash is kind of long. All right, so this is the symbol for the N dash, and we use it in writing or printing to indicate a range. So if you're going to talk about, if I'm going to give you some homework from a book, and I say to you, go to page 10 and do numbers 5 to 15. Now, where I said the 2, that is where I would use the n dash 5, n dash 15, because we're using it to show the range of questions that I want you to do from where to where. There's an example here that it says 1880 to 1945. That's a range right there. So, or if you say Princeton, from Princeton to New York trains, that is another range. So we use the n dash to talk about range, to indicate range or connections, differentiations. That is when we actually use a n dash. Now the m dash, m dash, it is longer than the n dash, and it can be used in place of a comma, parentheses, colon, to enhance readability or to emphasize conclusion of a sentence. And there's an example. She gave him her answer. She gave him her answer. No. Or we say no. So the m dash right there, so instead of using the m dash right there, we could have used a comma, we could have used a colon, because it's 2 independent clauses, and so they are explaining. The no is telling the person who is reading the answer that the girl gave. So it is actually 2 independent clauses. Oh, Vivette. I'll have to check out that one, Vivette. I'll have to check that out. All right. So that is when we could use a m dash. And one difference between the n dash and the m dash here already, you see, is that the m dash, it is longer than the n dash. And the last one we're going to be doing before we go on to the worksheet is the hyphen. And the hyphen is used to join 2 or more words together in a compound term and is not separated by spaces. For example, part-time. So, you know, sometimes we're writing the hyphen, we're typing the hyphen, and you realize, say you put the word, you put back, space, hyphen, space, 2. And you realize the red line comes under it, showing us that something is wrong. That is because when we're writing the hyphen, we need not use any space. We just write the words along with the hyphen, because the hyphen is a part of that compound word. Before we go to the worksheets, before we move on to the worksheets, all right, and so this is showing me loading. I don't know why. I do not know why. All right, so I wanted to see if the worksheet is behind this. All right, so this one is just about brackets. I am pulling up the worksheet. So if there are any questions, let me check the YouTube if there are any questions. Okay. I'm still getting used to trying my best to get used to this YouTube.
Yeah, you will see the question after you have asked. Yeah, that's how it works.
Try my-
Delays. Delays. You'll get used to it.
All right, but anyone in the group has any question before we move on? All right, so we can probably do some more. What do you think, Mr. Bernard? Could we continue and then go until we reach the where at place the what are they called again? All right,
Links.
let me open this door again. Please give me a second. Okay.
Students, as the co-teacher for tonight, not the teacher. If Miss asks you for a question, why the mouth them close? Huh? Miss Williams, Nastasia, Sandra, Simone, are you guys there?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
why the mouth them close? Not a question for ask. Huh? So Miss Nago wild up like me? Okay then, all right. Okay. Okay. On a need to ask question here. Okay. Good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Miss asks, Miss is not going to eat off her head. You never worry yourself. Miss suffer than me. She's not as
No,
miserable as me.
Mr.
Okay.
Bernard, they understand. I'm taking it. That is why they're not asking any questions, right?
Maybe, yes, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
I'm taking it. That is why they're not right. They're not. All right. So I'm placing it. A very simple to everyone, and I'm not going to make that mistake again. So I've placed a very simple worksheet in the classroom here. Let me see if I can place it here as well on YouTube. And I think I did it. So proud of myself. All right, it's done, right? Vivek, can you access the worksheet on YouTube?
I'm not seeing it. You're signed in the YouTube channel?
Pardon me?
Have you signed in the YouTube channel?
I don't know, but I realized that I got the chance to paste something.
Yeah, but send it. You have to send it. Press enter and send it.
I did.
Let me check. Let me check. No, I'm not seeing it as it.
You're not?
No.
It's there. Refresh.
Refresh it.
No, I'm saying refresh.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. No, it's not there, is it?
Okay.
All right. I guess you have to, if you're not signed in a
Mhm.
YouTube channel,
Mhm.
you won't be able to type in the chat. That's all they work.
Oh, so I'm seeing it, but no one else is seeing it.
No.
All right, so you got it in the chat, Mr. Bernard.
Yeah, man,
So-
I'll do it for you.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay, it's there in the chat now.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, so those in the Zoom, to avoid what happened last week, what you could do is when you're finished, you screenshot the results. You click, instead of checking on it, clicking on the email, you can check on. For those who don't remember what to do, those who can use the email feature of it, you go ahead and do that. But for those who don't remember what to do, just click on check my answers, and then you're going to screenshot it, and then Mrs. allow you to share your screen when she's ready for that. All right. All right.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Give by the email address that they should use.
All right, let me just
Type it in the chat. Thank you.
send the email to the
Yeah,
YouTube,
man.
Mr. Bernard.
All right, cool. It's not there. Oh, I thought of it in the chat.
Mr. Send man.
All right, let me check in the meantime.
I see where I went wrong.
All right, so I'm seeing Nastasia, Simone. All right, so I'm seeing 2 so far.
Yes, and remember those persons who can screenshot their results, do it, but you have to click on check my answers first. Click on check my answers first, and then you screenshot it after you see the results. And then you can share your screen when Miss allows you to do so.
The only thing though with this
Mhm.
is that I'm seeing the grades. However, I am not sure which one was
Oh.
incorrect. Yeah.
The red ones are the incorrect ones.
All right, so I'm not, that's the part that I don't understand because
Mhm.
I'm looking at a paper now, and
Mhm.
one of them that looks correct. It's red.
It's red.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can go to the account. Come there.
I guess
Huh?
we have a new addition to the family. So everybody's excited and
Oh, you saw Dejane one there, Nastasia, Simone,
I saw Simone and Anastasia.
and Dejane is just submitted hers.
All right, let me check again.
All right, who's on you're looking at?
Simone.
Okay.
I'm only seeing.
You have to refresh it. You have to refresh it. So she got two of them incorrect.
Yes, I'm seeing Deisha on.
Yeah. So Simone got two of them incorrect.
Go again?
It just showing that Simone got two of them incorrect.
Yeah, man, I saw that, but I'm still not sure which ones they're showing me. If it's the one with the comma.
All right.
But we can look at that. We can look at that afterwards.
Okay.
Because the one with the comma, there are some things that are listed in that sentence. So unless you're supposed to click two things, I'm not sure.
Oh, hold on there. Choose the correct punctuation mark for each of the following sentences. Let's see. I compare to the with another student's work to see if they got the same thing incorrect.
I clicked off of which one.
Let's go. 5, 10. Oh, so it should be the comma.
Kila. All right. All right, the dog will start. Let me just quiet these dogs a bit. Hold on.
Sir.
All right, so there's a new addition to the family. So the dogs are barking like crazy. But it seems as if they've stopped for now.
Okay.
I haven't looked. Yes, go ahead.
For number 10, I think a comma could be in it, but that one is incorrect. Number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah.
Go again about number 10. You said what?
There should be a comma,
Yes.
but it is incorrect.
It's saying incorrect. Yeah,
Yeah.
because number 10 is a comma.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, Mr. Bernard, that there are some of them that the students are getting incorrect. And that is why it's good when they actually send the work like this, so we can actually see for sure what the problem is, why they might get some low marks.
Okay. I think what happened then is that the person who created the worksheet, that person, sometimes they make a mistake. Probably that's what happened right there. What I would do, let me try one. Let me try it and see what that specific answer will be. I'll do one for myself. No, Tanisha, I haven't seen that yet. So that is number 8.
No, that one was number 10.
Let's count.
No, the one she spoke of a while ago was number 10.
Number 10.
I
That's it,
put
that's
comma
it.
for the one for count too, but I get that incorrect too.
Yeah, coming. I like banana.
I put
Oranges,
comma
and
for both of
apples.
those.
So full stop for this one. Let me put the punctuation mark. Let's see. Well, I get one right here. The last one.
One right or one wrong?
One right, one wrong. So it's not the comma, it's not the exclamation mark. Then what it means then? Okay, Elaine. Let me see here. The email address, Mrs. Riley, is it C.Riley or is it C. Riley?
It's C. Riley.
Oh, Vivette, you have to type using the first one, but you have to put the
Let me
dot.
check
No space.
Tanisha's.
Yeah. Will you find Tanisha work? Okay.
I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna check Tanisha as well.
Okay. This is not right then. Okay. Let me try this one.
All right. So far. Simone, Nastasia, and Deisha. Those are the only ones I'm seeing. Simone, Nastasia, and Deisha.
Oh, the one that they have for let's count 5, 10, 15. They gave a full stop as the correct answer.
So for Vivid, and Vivid, for your last the mark sheets, the worksheet for last class, I saw your answer. So you got full marks for that one. Congratulations, Vivid.
Just there. Oh, so she know the email address then. Just have to use the other one she used last time.
The other students did well as well. I should say congratulations as well to Nastasia and Simone. They got full marks for those worksheets from last week.
Wait, Vivette, you're gonna use the email you used last week. Use the email address you used last week, Vivette. Use that same one. You guys need to write down the email addresses, okay? All right. Tanisha, did you screenshot your result or you send it by the email?
I screenshot it and I tried to send it by the email, but it's not going
No,
through.
no, man. Once you screenshot it, you'll not be able to send it by the email. All right, Missy,
All right,
one.
I screenshot it.
Okay, Missy, can I allow Tanisha to share her screen?
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Hold on.
No, yeah, you'd have to stop your share. Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, I cannot. Multiple partners can share simultaneously.
All
All
right.
right, you should be able to go ahead to share.
Click on the green button, Tanisha. You have to tap on the phone screen and click on look for the green icon that says share. You seen it? Tanisha?
I did that, but it's not, you cannot share screen while the other participant is sharing.
Really?
That's what the
All
phone
right,
is saying.
let me stop sharing.
Yeah, stop your sharing. All right,
All
try
right,
now.
go ahead now, Tanisha.
All right, so going to what, photos?
Yes, can you had screenshot it? So you look for the photos, yeah. Finally, you get your screenshot. You finally shared screen.
Please.
Okay.
So I guess she can get the work from last class also. I have it screenshot also.
We have it screenshot. All right. So looking at
Yes.
this one, I can actually see the red marks on this one, Mr. Bernard.
Yes.
But on my screen, for some reason, I can't identify which ones are red. So all right, let's look at Tanisha's work. And let's punctuate. Don't move it, Tanisha.
Yeah.
All right, so look at this one that says keep quiet. She used a comma. Now, this here is supposed to be a statement. That means it's supposed to be a sentence rather. So it is expressing a complete thought. That's the only thing the person said, keep quiet. Now, which of these punctuation marks do you think is most appropriate? So obviously, the comma wouldn't be the appropriate one. Which of these, the exclamation, the question, or the full stop? And give a reason for your answer. Anybody?
Keep quiet. I think it's an exclamation mark because that's what the actual words that the person said.
That's your final answer. It is the exclamation mark, but I'm not satisfied with why you chose exclamation mark.
Yes, I think it's a full stop because it's a complete.
It's a complete thought. All right. Anyone else? So we got exclamation and we got full stop. Anyone else wants to try? All right. What did you put for your answer and why did you use that for your answer? All right. Thank you, Vivette. Vivette, what did you have for number 4? Keep quiet. And why did you use that punctuation mark? What about Deisha? Deisha, what did you use? Not sure who was don't remember which first person, but I think I have a Sandra. Sandra, what did you use and why?
Miss, I used an exclamation point, but I got it wrong because it was an emphasis.
Oh, so you use it because it could have been used as emphasis, right?
Yes.
So the person could have said, keep quiet. All right. All right. So nothing is wrong with that. An exclamation mark could be used. An exclamation mark could be used, and your reason for using it is correct. Anybody else? Anything else? Could we have used a question mark?
It's not a question.
It's not a question, so we couldn't use a question mark. So the comma is out of it because we're not pausing and we're not listing anything. And the question mark is out of it. Nastasia said she used a full stop. full stop can be used because the person could have casually said, keep quiet. But the persons could have also said, keep quiet. So either answer could be correct, but because the person who created this worksheet, the correct answer that the person put was the full stop, the period, then that is why that one is correct. But you could have used the exclamation mark. Let's go to number 5. All right, so Vivek used the full stop. Let's go to number 5. Elaine is saying the email is not working. All right, Elaine, I'm not sure what it did wrong with the email, but let me just say the email. It is c.riley10 c.riley10.sci.edu. So just look at what you have and see what error you made. c.riley10.sci.edu@gmail.com. All right, so look at number 5. What possible answers could we have for number 5? The statement says walk in a line. Let us rule out the things that we couldn't possibly use first. Could we use a question mark for that one?
No.
No. Could we use a comma for that one?
No.
Could we use the full stop?
Yes, miss.
Yes. What about the exclamation?
Because like it's not really like you're shouting. I guess it could use still.
It could be used. It could be used because listen, man.
Yeah.
When you have a group of students who you know they don't listen to anything, you know, majority of the things that you say to those students can use exclamation mark, can be used. So for example, I'm walking along with my students, taking them on a field trip. They're supposed to be in their lines. I said, students, walk in a line. That's a full stop. That one deserves a full stop. Students, walk in a line. Now I keep on saying this over and over again. The next thing I'm going to say is walk in a line. That one, no. I'm going to use an exclamation for that one. All right. So your punctuation, the punctuation that you mark, I'm showing you that we can use either or either, depending on how we are saying. And that is why when you're writing stuff, you need to write the correct punctuation mark so that we can read whatever you write, whatever you wrote properly. We know exactly if you're shouting or if you're just casually saying, keep quiet. You know, somebody's talking to you and they're being so annoying or maybe rude, and you just say, you know, give them that look and say, keep quiet. Or I could shout at them and say, keep quiet. So our exclamation, it expresses how we're talking, how we're responding.
But then Miss Riley, then them mark that one wrong for me. Me not get that one the right, but
Yes,
me
that
have
is
the
what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying, Tanisha. Because the person who created this worksheet, rather, the answer that they put, that they write, was the full stop, was probably the full stop. So if they circled, if they clicked for you to write the full stop, then you would not get the exclamation point correct. However, an exclamation point could be used there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me also, miss, but I'm trying to submit and it's not going through either the email.
All
I don't
right,
know.
Sandra, did you
Yes, sir.
screenshot it? Did you screenshot your results?
No, sir, I didn't screenshot.
All right, that would have been better for you then.
And the next problem that I have, sir, when I touch on some of the answers, it giving me wrong answers.
All right, so that is why if you screenshot it, then we could decide, like we're deciding with Tanisha here, if her answers were indeed correct or if she could have used another punctuation mark. Because for this one, Tanisha use the exclamation, the one that we're looking at. Tanisha used the exclamation. If I'm supposed to go through and remark these worksheets, then I wouldn't give Tanisha that question incorrect, because she could have used an exclamation mark there. All right, so just screenshot it, and you can send it. Afterwards, we'll see what you're putting in wrong with the email address, Sandra, so you can send your.
That it. Okay,
Yeah.
miss. But as I was saying before, some of the answers that I press, it go on the wrong answer.
Okay. Maybe you can just start again. All right. So Vivek got 9. Vivek got 9 out of 10. Vivek wanted to know what her score was.
Elaine got 7.
Elaine wanted to. You saw Elaine's.
Yeah, she sent it to the CDB account.
Okay. And Elaine got 7. Very good. Very good. All right. So you can stop sharing. Do we need to discuss?
Okay.
Let's count. All right. Don't move it, Tanisha. Don't move it. Come back, Tanisha.
Okay.
Share again.
All right, photo.
There was something else. There was another statement, another sentence. All right. So look at this one that says, let's count 5, 10, 15. Now, this one is kind of a tricky one, because this sentence here needs 2 punctuation marks. What are the 2 punctuation marks you could possibly put in this sentence here?
Full stop and comma.
Full stop and comma. So this one, so I still wouldn't say that Tanisha is wrong here, because we would want full stop. Where would you put the comma?
At the end, I would have put the full stop at the end and put comma in between 5, 10, and the 15, and put the full stop at the end.
All right, very good, very good. Very good observation there. All right, so that is why sometimes we really need to look back at the answers.
And miss, for the last one too, that needed a comma.
I
like bananas, orange,
and apples. I like bananas. Of course it needed a comma, because we would have a comma.
You see, I think
that's one I got incorrect.
Comma on my one wrong, and I put a
All right, so persons who got this one correct, what did you have for your answer?
I had a full stop.
But isn't there a full stop right here after apples?
At apples, yes.
So put it there.
Really? All right, that's just crazy. All right, so.
Oh my God.
All right, so that is what. All right, it's a good thing then that Tanisha shared her screen. Thank you very much, Tanisha. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
Miss Riley.
Yes, go ahead.
Are you gonna get the other rest of work from last week? I had those.
No man, we'll start that out. We'll start that out.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen now.
Yes, please do. All right. So let us do a few more until we reach the let me share it again.
Oh, let me tell you what happened now. No, well, I selected 2 of the options for the same let's count 5 and 10, 15. They gave me the comma wrong, but they gave me the full stop right. So probably there's a chance that they could be able to select more than one.
More than one?
Punctuation mark, yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's probably fix it.
Let's go. All right, I'm picking to see if all right, so I selected 2, but maybe because of, let me check. All right, so I selected 2 things, Mr. Bernard, a while ago, but the comma is still wrong.
Yeah, the
Comma
comma.
still comes up as red.
Yeah, I guess they're saying yes, it is full stop. All up.
All right. So let me go back and share the. I think there is a question sheet coming up here. So, I mean, worksheets. So the worksheets could be done for the assignments. I think it should cover what we're doing now. All right. So let me continue after hyphen. Brackets. All right. So our next punctuation is the brackets. And the brackets, now, just look, the brackets are these squared things. So it's not this that is outside here. This is not the bracket. Even though when we say bracket, that is what we actually use. We say open bracket and we write this right here. So, but this is not the bracket. The bracket is squared. Just like here, the one example here. These squared things, these are actually the brackets. So if you remove the information from the bracket, if I take out Mr. Jones here, the sentence should still make sense. But what I have in the bracket just tell you exactly who I'm talking about. So brackets are used for technical explanations. We use them for explanations or to clarify the meaning of something. So the word he here, oh my. So a group of persons are in a room and I just say, he was the last person seen at the house. Something went wrong in that house. And I said, he was the last person seen in that house. Now, which he am I talking about? It could be Mr. Bernard. It could be Mr. Reed over there, so, or it could be Mr. James, right? But because I want to explain who that person is, who exactly is that last person I see in the house, I put it in this bracket. And just remember that the brackets are squared. And inside our brackets, what we put inside our brackets are our explanations or something that clarifies the meaning of something. That's what we put in brackets, right? However, if you are to remove the information from the bracket, just remove the bracket itself here. So take out everything right here. So the sentence it will still make sense. It's just that we're not going to know exactly who they're talking about. Sentence is talking about. We're going to have to ask a follow-up question, or we're going to have to put another sentence after this first one to tell exactly who the person is that we saw left the house last. Now, the thing that we call brackets is still not braces. So there are 3 things that we actually see it here, parentheses, that we actually mix up each time. So when we're doing maths and we say brackets, and we're talking about sets, and we say brackets, we use this curly thing here, so. But they're not brackets. Here, Mr. Bernard, they're braces here.
Okay, well, I'm learning.
And
Okay.
I pick on you, Mr. Bernard, because you're math.
Okay,
And so I know you use these things a lot, especially when you're talking about sets.
yes, ma'am.
And so don't be one of the teachers to just use the word and say brackets. They're not brackets, they're braces.
Yeah, I tell them braces, man.
All right. And so we use these mostly, you will mostly see these coming in math. All right. They're not really so common in writing, but if you're doing any computer programming or any mathematical expressions, you'll see these braces. Now for the parentheses, these are the curved ones that we always call the brackets. So there are three things. There are three things. We call those three things the brackets. However, you realize that they have three different names. The squared ones, let me go back. The squared ones, why is it not going back? The squared ones, we call them the brackets. Those are the real brackets. The square ones here. The curly ones that we use when we're doing sets in maths, that's S-E-T-S, sets in maths. We use these curly ones and they're called the braces. Now the little curved ones that we call brackets, those are parentheses, right? They're curved notations used to contain further thoughts or qualifying remarks. They can be replaced by commas without changing the meaning, in most cases, that is. So look at this sentence. It says, John and Jane, who were actually half brothers and brother and sisters. So in brackets here, so it is showing further thoughts. We're telling you who John and Jane are. We said that they're actually half brothers. So they're not, what would I call now? Brother. They're not same mother, same father. They're only half brother and sister. And so we're trying to qualify, trying to give you further thoughts on who Jane and John are. And so we put those now in parentheses. We said both have red hair. However, we can remove this bracket, we can remove it and replace it, and it can be replaced with commas, and it will not change the meaning of our sentence or sentences. And so our next thing, what? There's so much punctuation marks. So we're not seeing all of those?
Yeah, well, I'm seeing them. And I can bet, I'm glad I'm a part of this class because I'm learning about the bracket itself and how it's used in English. So I've definitely learned something here tonight from that. So yes, I want to learn about the rest of them that I don't know much about. That's why I couldn't take on the language class at all.
We're gonna go through all of these that I have here. Not necessarily tonight, but we are gonna be going through them, because when we start writing, then it is important for the punctuations to be placed at the right place so that I don't misread anybody's stories.
And I guess mute Sandra, Mike, please.
Yes,
and I guess, oh, you're speaking, Sandra? Okay. And I guess even when they're even the comprehension exercises too. Because when what I observe is that when students are reading, they do not utilize the language tools to get
Meaning.
meaning, yes. So not just the writing, but also their comprehension.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Because if they observe the punctuation, then they should know when and how to read whatever they're reading and get the proper meaning. That's true, Mr. Bergman. That's true.
Exactly, yes. So the math people have a sense to, you know?
All right. So an apostrophe. So the last thing that we're going to be doing for the night, I think there was one after. Let me even look at the one that comes after the apostrophe. All right, so the last thing that we're going to be doing for the night is the apostrophe. And an apostrophe is used to indicate the omission of letter or letters. It is also used to show possession, ownership, or the plurals of lowercase letters. So the first instance where I said we use it to indicate omission. The apostrophe, if we're going to use the word let's, L-E-T apostrophe S. Is that showing ownership or is it showing omission?
Omission means?
It is showing omission. So it is showing you that a letter was omitted. So instead of writing let us apostrophe S, that means the letter was omitted there. Very good. All right. Can you give me another example of when we use an apostrophe for omission?
Don't.
Don't. Thank you very much. Very, very simple. Very simple example. All right. Mr. Bernard, I cannot see if anyone from YouTube is participating because my page is reloading.
Vivette
So
said omission. She was answering the question. It says
okay,
omission.
answering. All right. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you. All right. So here's another one. I've seen the movie several times. She wasn't the only one who knew the answer. So wasn't here is showing omission. And now for possessive case, for the possessive case, Sarah's dog bit the neighbor. This is showing you possession, or some person would say ownership. It is showing you who possessed the dog that bit the neighbor. And it is Sarah. So instead of saying Sarah dog bit the neighbor, we're going to say Sarah's dog. It is showing you that it is Sarah's dog. And it is not a dog called Sarah dog. So Sarah apostrophe S, that shows ownership. Bit the neighbor.
Miss?
Yes,
And
go ahead.
And when you're showing when you're showing like who the workplace belongs to, like Sandra's pub, like ownership.
Exactly, ownership, yes. So instead of possession or ownership.
Ownership, yeah.
Yes, very good, very good. And also there's another thing. When you're talking, when we're doing possession or ownership, if it is singular, like, where's my mouse? Like here, Sarah is singular. So Sarah is singular here, and because Sarah is singular, then the apostrophe goes before the S. However, if we're supposed to have another sentence with that is not a singular possessive sentence, it is a plural possessive sentence. So we can show singular ownership and or possession and plural ownership or possession. So if we're supposed to say, so we have a boys' home and we're talking about dinner. So instead of saying, we could have said the boys' dinner. Now we're going to write, let me write, Mr. Bernard, can the persons in YouTube see my chat?
You mean see your chat where? You mean here in Zoom or
Yes.
on YouTube? No, they're not able to see it.
All right. So whatever I type in the chat.
Hold on. Let me tell you what you can do. All right, it's at the top there. Just rest your mouse on your screen and you will see something that says annotate.
Oh.
Yeah, and you can
annotate.
Yeah, so you can click on the text box, and you can type it on the screen and they will see it. No, don't use a pen. Use a one with the text or the T or something like that. Yes, so click in the space. Yeah, man, and type.
Should be seeing this now.
Yeah, man, I'm seeing it.
All right.
I'm going to tell you what to type after you type it. type the boy, boys.
Plan.
Good.
All right. No. All right, let me write another one. B-O-Y. All right. So the bottom one here that says the boy apostrophe S dinner. This will be full stop. This is showing you that I'm talking about one boy. The boy apostrophe S. This is singular. When it is in the plural form, the apostrophe comes after the S. So if I write the boys, then apostrophe dinner, it means that I'm talking about more than one boy.
Oh, Miss Meady thinks that when it is like in front the S, it means more than one.
Yeah, I thought so also, no. I didn't know it was like this.
Yes. So I am glad. And guess what? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest now, and I'm going to tell you something. I did not know that. All right, I got confused the other day when I was writing something, and I said that, but no man, but in school I learned that this right here, so this apostrophe here is for omission. And then I also learned another time that it is to show ownership. And then another time I learned that this one is to show ownership. So which one, how do I know when to put the apostrophe wherever? You know, when I learned that, my son, who is 9 now, was doing apostrophe, and I was sitting down, listening to the teacher explaining to him that there is one that you use for plural and one that you use for singular. That was probably some months ago. I actually really learned the difference. So you see, it is never too late for you to learn something or for you to understand something. Because trust me, all along, I never really understand. I'm not telling any lies. I didn't really understand what they're talking about. So, all right. All right, so thank you, Elaine. I see that Elaine wrote some omissions when we would use the apostrophe as omission. And thank you very much, Elaine. So the next step now is plural for lowercase letters. 6 people were told to mind their P's and Q's. So when we're talking about P's and Q's, when we're writing lowercase letters, to pluralize lowercase letter, we use the apostrophe. So we don't just write P and then S. We write P apostrophe S to show that we're talking about more than one P, more than one Q. Good? All right, so this, let me see if I can scroll. All right. All right, and that is where we're going to stop for the night. We're going to stop at the apostrophe. Tomorrow is, all right, I will send you guys a message because what I want to do, I want to do a worksheet by myself using all the punctuation that we did tonight. I want you to use those punctuation in sentences or to put them in sentences at the appropriate places. So I'm going to make a worksheet, and as soon as I am finished with that worksheet, I'm going to let you know when it is available so that you can complete it and upload your answers at the appropriate time. All right. So this is where we're going to be stopping for the night. Are there any questions? Anybody else wants to explain anything?
Or me, Miss, I will just go and read over.
All right. So before I move here for tonight, I was supposed to do this one already. Before I move here from tonight, Mr. Bernard, don't come off line unless I remember to upload this PowerPoint to the to Schoology so that, yes. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Vivette. You're so welcome. Yes. So anything to add, Mr. Bernard? Anything before we log off for the night?
Well, usually what we do is
Thank you.
we ask the students to give feedback for the night's class. And
All
of
right,
course,
so
if it went ahead, says you really enjoyed your
yes,
class for the night. That's
what
great.
I was going to say a while ago that I'm reading a comment from Vivette.
Okay.
All right. So she's, thanks, Miss, for having me in your class tonight. I learned a lot. Thanks to Mr. Bernard as well. I really enjoy your class. All right, you're welcome, Vivette, and I'm glad that you joined us tonight. I'm so glad that you were able to join us tonight. And I'm also glad that you did not only enjoy, but you had learned something from the class.
Good. Excellent. So, those in Zoom, you have a responsibility every night. Students are expected to evaluate the class before you go. So, who's going to start first? All right. Okay, go ahead, Nastasia.
All right. I learned something new, that that boys, it is singular when the apostrophe is in between the S, and when the apostrophe is outside of the S, it is plural.
Okay, good.
And actually, class was okay.
Okay, all right. Simone?
I actually learned a lot tonight to learn about the apostrophe and the different type of brackets. So class was very interesting.
For me, the brackets thing, I never really, everyone at them I call them brackets, so I never know the difference.
Okay, all right, wonderful. Yes, yeah, Miss Williams, Miss Williams will call you. Go ahead.
There,
Deisha.
I've learned the types of brackets and how to use the apostrophe.
Okay, good.
And class was great today.
Wow, great. Thank you very much. Sandra, you're next. And then Tanisha followed. And I want to hear from Elaine too in YouTube. Yes, go ahead, Sandra, it's your turn.
Okay, sir. I'm so grateful for being a part of this class, and although I didn't come on at the start at the first beginning, but and although this is the English class, but when you did have the maths class, it was so overwhelmed to see that you have the devotion and you pray with us, and the song that you sing. I was singing that song before class, and I just feel bad to know that I get cut off. But as I said, it's a pleasure to be a part of this class, and I know that every one of us are so far. I just know that we can get a one in whatever we're doing. So give thanks.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that. Tanisha.
Yes, good night, everyone again. Well, Miss Riley, honestly, Me enjoy a class, and I think maybe it's the first English class me ever love. Honestly speaking. Honestly speaking, yes, the N dash and the M dash, those were new to me also. And basically the brackets and the braces and the other one there, yeah, they're new to me. And the apostrophe also. Yes, these are all new to me because back then we didn't get these formal teaching when we were in high school. You understand? So everything here is totally new for us. But basically, yes, I enjoy a class. I really like it. Yeah, I really do. All right. So I thank you so much.
Yeah. You don't have to be afraid to say you enjoy it better than Mr. Bernard's class. You know?
Mr. Bernard.
Look here, look here.
Don't
Miss
let Mr.
Riley, me
Bernard dry
enjoy
out
your
there.
class better than Mr. Bernard class. Yes,
I know
and
it was
that's
on your
what here,
tongue.
may I tell you. That is what he wanted me to say it. I mistake.
Okay, all right, good.
All right, so Elaine texted Mr. Bernard. She said, thanks, miss. Very interesting class. Thanks for having me. All right, you're welcome, Elaine. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay. Well, and I what I have to say now, of course, another excellent class, of course, you heard it. And I also want to say thanks to again to Vivette and Elaine, who has constantly been supporting our YouTube channel. And I also want to say a special thanks to Sandra for, yes, we spoke to her, Sandra. We spoke to her. Britannia, that's her name, right? Britannia White. Right, Sandra?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you very much for spreading the word. We
You're
do
welcome.
yes, we do appreciate that. And thanks to Nastasia, yes, to start off the network. Very good. All right.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
Oh,
very
and
good.
Mr. Bernard, let me give my word of thanks to. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for being here early. Thanks for putting up with us. And as usual, encouragement. They said encouragement strengthens labor. And I guess this is one reason too why Mr. Bernard is, ensuring that, because Mr. Bernard knows that I'm kind of, when it comes on the camera and things, I am extremely shy. Me no like spotlight. I'm a behind the scenes type of person. So Mr. Bernard really draw me out. Trust me. So thanks for coming, and I really appreciate the words of encouragement. I really appreciate that I can help you. I can be of help. That is one of my main aim as a teacher. It's just one of my many passions, and I am glad that I'm here to assist. Yes, Mr. Bernard, back to you.
Yes, well, we could end on that note. Very good. And of course, as you guys can see, that as Miss said a while ago, she came out of her comfort zone and she's doing from last week to this week. I'm very much impressed, and I know that she has it, she's shy. We're both shy persons now, to tell you the truth. If you were to see us about a year or two ago in Spanish Town in that mall, yeah, we're shy. Yes, you must be saying teacher shy. Yeah, we're shy for true. But when the job comes, we have to play the role, and of course, Miss has played an excellent role here. And one of the lessons that you should learn from Miss today is that as teachers, we are honest because we are human beings, and she had expressed her honesty in terms of the point in which it reinforced in her mind about the apostrophes. And we are saying to you as adult learners, don't be afraid. So if you are asked to ask a question, go ahead, ask a question, because at the end of the day, we're a family. I mean, I have met friends through these classes. There was one, I think it was our 2012, one of our students had a death in our family. And we represent the CDP labs was represented by other students at the funeral. Yes, in Ocharias. So at the end of the day, don't be afraid to express yourself, because by participating, you will learn. By asking questions, you will learn. So we wanted to ask questions. Don't be afraid. No question is incorrect. No question is wrongly asked. It's just rightly asked because you need an answer for it, right? And as we close tonight to another wonderful session for those persons who are just joining us live on our English A class hosted by Mrs. Riley. If you have not yet subscribed, please remember to click on the subscription button and remember to click on the notification bell, right? We wish to increase our subscription for YouTube to allow us to be able to reduce the cost to our students who registered for the school. So once the subscription increases, it is very, very important. Um, we want to encourage the students who are I want to say in studio, all right? That you continue to share the word with your friends so we can continue to grow CDP Labs services and offer this kind of service to many more students who are in great need of this kind of service. And for those who are viewing on YouTube, this month, well, Get English Language, I believe, will continue streaming on Tuesday nights. But for Maths and English, Maths and HSB, sorry, we will not be streaming in the month of May. Just to remind you guys, we'll be doing our marathon in the month of May, and I think the language class might be a bit affected right there. The last 2 weeks in May is HSB, and the first 2 weeks in May is mathematics. So streaming will end in April, and we'll resume um, right right there in July for all three subjects again. So I want to say thanks to all of those persons who have been viewing um, and sharing the link and subscribing. Thank you much to you all. So please do have yourselves. Oh, and I saw that Elaine made notes. Very good, Elaine. This is your class. I wonder if you're watching it on big screen TV. Tell me now, Elaine, if you're watching on big screen TV. Okay, Elaine, I want to know what type of device you're using. Are you using a smartphone? Are you using a tablet, a laptop? Or are you using the big screen TV? Let me know, please. All right, good. All right, so persons are benefiting, and that is what we're here for, to serve you as teachers. That's our job. All right. So without any further ado, okay, Elaine is saying, sir, I didn't click the bell. That's why I wasn't getting any notification. Oh, sir, you're right, Elaine.
Remember, persons, click the bell.
Exactly. You must click the bell. It's very important.
And
Okay.
remember to like as well and subscribe.
Exactly. And Vivette says that she made me too, sir. I made my notes. Okay, very good. And I can bet I never make no notes in my maths class or HSB class. All right, good. All right, so it was a job well done tonight, and we really do appreciate your being brave for last night and the last week and this week, because the day is going to come when I leave you alone with the guys on YouTube. You did an excellent job tonight with YouTube, I must say. To interact with both of them your second night, and you did it. That's very good. Excellent job. Excellent job. All right, very good. So what that tells me then, I only have one last thing to leave to do. I can just start the class and just leave the class and take care of business. All right, good. Very good, very good, very good, very good. All right, folks. If you leave it up to me, I won't stop talking. So I'm going to end it right here so you can go to your beds. All right, folks. Hello. Why I'm
Yes,
quiet?
sir.
Okay.
Sir, remember to end the live.
Oh, remember to end the live.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. I'm going to end the live because I guess. Oh, good night to Elaine and
Good night,
Yvette.
Elaine and Vivid. Good night.
Good night.